Welcome back to my town. I'm your host, Mike Johnson. Today we have some special guests from the Minnesota AIDS Project. We'll just start off on my right here with Frank Guzman, Sue Herrig, and Joel Shavar. How you guys doing?
Real good, thank you. Thanks for inviting us.
Thanks for coming out today. I guess one of the main reasons you guys are on here today is, especially in Minneapolis, there's been a rise of needle-injected drugs that everybody has been getting more hip to, I guess, and along with that, I guess, comes up the rise and the risk of contracting AIDS. You guys have a thing called a bleach kit. What is that used for? Cleaning needles or?
I brought one. What we have is a small kit. It's just got bleach and water. It's got basically everything you need to shoot. It's got a little cap, some condoms, everything you need but the needle and the drug. What it's used for is to clean needles so people won't come in contact with the AIDS virus when they shoot up. It's got 1 bottle of bleach, 1 bottle of water.
Where can you get those? Pick those up.
We have those at our office, which is 2025 Nicollet, but we contact most of our people out on the street. We work in the Chicago Franklin area, Cedar Riverside. We also work in some of the bars. We're at First Avenue on Thursday nights, and we have kits there. Otherwise, I think you'll give the number later where they could call if they needed the kit. But it's regular household bleach. Most people can make up their own kits.
So the bleach kills the AIDS virus?
Right. If the bleach just has to be strong enough so you can smell it, it'll kill the AIDS virus on contact.
Wow, that's kind of too bad you couldn't shoot up a little bit of bleach and cure the AIDS virus in your body.
That'll kill your high. That's not a good thing.
A little bit of humor there, but...
So how long have you guys been together in Minnesota?
We started this program about 3 years ago. In fact, we were the first program in the state of Minnesota to start doing education to IV drug users out on the street. There's a couple that have come up after us. Turning Point, which is an African-American treatment center, is doing some of the same kind of stuff we're doing over in North Minneapolis and in St. Paul. Hispanos in Minnesota, the Native American Task Force. But we were the first ones actually out on the streets, and we've been there 3 years. We've got the biggest program right now. We get out probably out on the streets, we get out somewhere between 100 to 120 bleach kits a month, and we're working with about 100 junkies a month. Most of them are older, most male, like about 35 plus. They've been shooting up dope for about, 15, 20 years. So one of the groups we aren't hitting right now are some of the younger users, and that's part of why it's really great that we're here, is we're missing the younger users at this particular point.
It's kind of like a catch-22, kind of sad in the fact that, younger cats are getting into doing junk right now. But
it's like a fashionable drug to use up around the uptown area, all over.
If you were to, say, pick up a girl or something that was a junkie, like maybe shot up a few times, and you had unprotected sex with her, is your chances of getting AIDS, pretty high?
Well, she would be in a high-risk group if she was shooting up drugs and sharing needles. But one of the things about Minnesota is very few of our IV drug users right now are infected. In comparison to New York City, like 60% of the IV drug users are infected in cities like New York City and in New Jersey, Florida. But here in Minnesota, they think that it's only about 6%? Somewhere between 3 to 6% of the people shooting up drugs here are infected.
Let me ask Frank a question here. You haven't had much airtime there. How long does it take from the time, say you were to have unprotected sex with a man or a woman who had AIDS, what would be the time span before you could find out if you did have it for sure or not?
Well, first of all, it takes about 6 to 12 weeks to seroconvert. That means it's actually present in your body. But the people who give tests to find out whether you have it or not would like to have you wait about 6 months. If you really have a lot of anxiety, you can go in 3 months and they're about 95 or 96% sure of their test. But they like to have you wait about 6 months before you go in.
If I contacted it on a certain night, the next night, if I had sex with a different partner, could I give it to that person a day after?
Yeah, supposedly you could.
Yeah. Scary stuff. Okay. We'd like to thank the Minnesota AIDS Project for coming down today. Frank Guzman, Sue Herrig, Joel Shavar. They gave their phone number and address. If you have any questions or comments or want to know where to get free condoms or any of the stuff that we talked about, or you're just curious, I'm sure they'd be happy to answer any of your questions. So give them a call, and just remember to keep that willy wrapped and keep that reg clean. So stay tuned for Street Scenes, where we ask the question of the month. Me and Scotty are on the street downtown, so check it out, and we'll see ya.